Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la Carte. Thank you very much for joining me. I have a fun project planned for us today. I hope this video inspires you to create something of your own. If you would, hit the like button and share the video with your friends. That helps me to grow this channel and to continue to bring you new projects. If you haven't subscribed yet, would you please consider subscribing? And if you have, thank you very much. Well, we have a lot to do, so let's get to it. All right, let's get these ponytail holders finished up. What a fun project. A lot of bang for our buck out of this one. A different style. All right, what other ones do we have? So we have this one that I put together and that one. So let's see, what can we do with those? Let's do a blue, or a blue, or a blue. I like that. And that one with that. Okay, let's try these two. Let's see, where are our little ponies? We're going to make small ones again. So I'm not sure, because those look kind of fit this better than a big one. And I did not make my balls like I usually did, so I probably will end up making those balls after I get through with these little ponytails. This one. All right, so I have a knot on one end and a knot on the other end. I'm going to make this knot just a little bit more. Let's see what happens. Go ahead and get it attached. All right. And now we're going to go into that first stitch. Right, we're just about to the end of this one. Get our needle in here. Get restarted. And to bring you in to show you how to finish this one off. So here we are, and we have this. So get that up there, get this around to here. All right. And this one wanted to twist really bad on me, which is what that whole concept behind creating the scarves out of this particular kind of yarn or material. I do go up and around as opposed to, I was going in and out, but you could almost see that stitch. So here it just hides a little better. I'm going around that, that original loop that you create. I think I want to change my mind and go, instead of that, I want to use this. And then I have this pretty little flower that I might try to add to it. Okay. Right, we're just about to the end of this. So we've single crocheted our little ruffle onto our base. And we're just going to go and catch those last few stitches right here. It's kind of interesting, all the different ways that you can do this. You can really use your imagination and think of all kinds of different combinations. Last one. Let's see if we can squeeze it up in here. Just want to anchor right here by this knot. Just give it a good anchor. This is on one of those small, so that little poof right there. And so when I push it, see, this is on one of those small rings, so I get it to that little point there. And I'm going to just snip it off. And there it is. How about that? That's kind of pretty. All right, came up with another idea. So I took that original where I went around the elastic band, did my 3 doubles in each of those top stitches. And I'm like, oh, it's block compared to some of these. So look at this. It just makes like a little fringy, and all I'm doing is chaining 6 and putting 2 in each top, and it just adds this really nice ruffly looking thing here. How pretty will that be in some little girl's hair? here we are. We are almost to the end. So again, we're just putting 6 chains on that one loop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're putting 2 in each one of our stitches. The top part of this, right? So right in through that top, so that it anchors well by going through 2 pieces of yarn. It gives it a nice sturdy base. All right, last set. Here we are. We had enough of this thread. I just didn't know what to expect, how to calculate that. So we did good. Okay, so there, I've anchored it. I'm going to go ahead and pull one more through because that's going to create my knot. I'm going to give myself a tail. And then I can pull this, and even though it's that fuzzy yarn, it's got the other in there, so I can pull it pretty tight. So now I want to hide that string. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it down. But instead of putting it in here, since that is a teal color, I'm going to actually come up through here and weave it in and around all of this. Right? So I'm just making sure I go around all the loops. I'll help it to lay a little bit better. And pull it. And it has just the tiniest little bit of extra right here. And voila, there it is. Now that's one full ponytail holder, right? How about that? How fun is that? So it's just chain and in chain loops into the top of our stitches. Wow, you could let your imagination go wild with this. So what have we created? It's taken us a few days, but that's okay. Sometimes it takes that to learn. And then I was using leftover stuff, right? I did go get a couple new rolls. This velveteen, fuzzy, furry stuff from Dollar Tree. But I took those ponytail holders. I went around the elastic, right? Created a base. On this one, I used a pom-pom kind of material. It has pom-poms on the end, and it has all this little netting in here. It's all cloth, but what I did is I attached it with a slip knot to that base. That's the back. So you could wear that to your head and then show this on the outside. It really wouldn't matter because both sides look okay. But there's that one. That's very interesting. Now these were the smaller little hair ties, elastic bands. This was a larger one. And what I did is I covered the band in red, and then I added a white frilly little material. So that has netting with the silver on the outside. And again, I used a slip stitch to connect. Let's see, I see a little string there. Let's go ahead. When we see it, let's get rid of it. And then we just connected it all the way around. And these are the ones that if you pull, you can make that go a little bit flatter. There's the front. There's another little string. And that's why you kind of want to pull it out a little bit, right? So you want to like stretch it and then let it go back, and that will help you know where these loose fibers would be. And then you can just work on getting rid of them. Tidy up your project. So these were the big loops. So this was a big loop. When I say big loop, I mean this little frilly, fringy stuff. And so this is variegated. I really liked it, right? It looked pretty. This is what it looks like when it's just out of the package. It's just like that. And remember, I crocheted those, right? Just looped and looped and looped to create that gathering. And then I took the gathered part and crocheted it onto a hair tie. This is one of those larger elastic bands. So there's the one side. That's the back side. We just attached it all the way around. And the way I got that roughly look is that I did more than one inside the stitch from what covered the elastic band. See? So that's what will determine your fullness. So, and it's just so, because this one I did quite a bit. I did 3 yards on this one. 3 yards of this, gathered it, and then attached it. So there's that. It's so full. There we go. All right, there's that one. So those were this kind of material, just different colors, right? So again, that's that netty stuff. And then we had a different kind. We had these. Let's put this over here. This looks like this out of the package. And again, I went and I crocheted and I just pulled it and pulled it and pulled it like a slip knot until I took 3 yards and I condensed it in half and then half again and then attached it to the hairband. But these are small, the small rings, the small elastic bands for your hair. I tried both this fur, this fuzzy velour stuff, with the silver and black, and I think that's kind of pretty actually, right? So it's very full. Again, I'm just taking, I covered the band and then I attached the different kinds of material. How about that? This one's really pretty. It's very, got a lot of prism colors in there. So that prism, all those beautiful colors, and it's full. And again, I added more than one per stitch. That's what got that fullness, so that depending on how thick your hair is, right, it'll still be full and fluffy looking. Okay, this is another one of these. So this was a blue and white. I used a large band, put white in there, and I didn't put 3 in this. So this is the difference between 3 and 2. It's the same diameter, but this has more ruffles. I like both. Just depends on what you're looking for. So that's kind of how those worked. Let's see. This is a completely different kind. So this is that same kind of netting kind of thing. I'm not sure what to call it. But in green. And I had just pieces of it. So I actually pieced this one together. And you can see that went through there, but that's okay. That'll actually come as part of my loop. I'll fix that here in a second. But what I did is I gathered it up and then I pieced it around this hair tie. I covered it in the yellow, the hair tie, and then added the green on the outside. I'll put this over here so I can fix my ends. And we just finished this one, so this is like a red heart, regular kind of yarn with a velour kind of, this is that one that has the fibers in it. All right, that really picked up on the teal, which is why I put those two together. So that's really pretty. And then this is just this material, just making one. So just a very small, simple one. You could always add these things to the outside if you wanted, or leave it like that. These are small. This is a large ring with just red heart yarn on it. And I did two different colors. Right, so I was trying to create different looks. So we have those. This is some of that fun fur. And it's on a small band again, but it is just fuzzy and soft and pretty. So there's that one. Then I have these two. These are pretty kind of mondo. So this is that super chunky yarn. Remember, it's that thick yarn. I used it up. But this is on a large band, right? So it would just basically, it wouldn't hold your hair. It's more for decoration, because you wouldn't be able to twist that one. Same thing with this. This is a large band. Look at that. So that is this kind of technique, but using a much thicker yarn. So that's the difference between using, you know, your different weights of yarn. You get that kind of different look. It's literally the same stitches, but it's just a way thicker. I use that up too, but so it's much, you can tell how thick that yarn is compared to this purple. So that's the difference looks there. And then this was, you know, super large diameter. Wow. I still have all of these. I've got a different idea how to use our little fabric flowers. You know, they're pretty. But I have a different idea how to use them, because these are pretty full, right? So I want to use those on something else. Phew, doggies. We just crocheted up a storm here. These are so versatile. I mean, you could really there's other styles, and I might do this again with some more because you can create curly cues. That's one I wanted to do, haven't done yet. Got to give my hands a little bit of a break. But yeah, these are just pretty, right? For thinner hair, that would be really pretty, right? Set on a bun, right? Decorate a bun. That would be pretty. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, like it, share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, would you please consider subscribing? And well, until next time, happy crafting.